Hello people, how are you all doing? Fantastic? Brilliant. Right, so it's been ages since I've done a comic book review, hasn't it? Absolutely ages. But it's probably because I'm trying to finish up a lot of series that I've been reading and just to collate them all together into one big review kind of thing, as I'm doing now, as you can gather. And this one is about the 10-issue series known as DC Universe Legacies, and I love this series. There's 10 issues altogether, as I've said, and each one is pretty much sort of like, you know, it gives you an insight as to what's happened since the very first golden age of heroes arrived. And it's like, you just get an, if you've not, let's just say, if you're new to the DC Comics universe and you're not too sure where to start, what comics to read, what to pick up, where to go from, I'm going to say right now, your best bet is to get all 10 of these. Okay, get all 10 of these bad boys, because each one pretty much highlights all the major events that have occurred in the DC Universe history. Well, pretty much since DC started, you know. As I say, each issue just tells you, highlights a lot of interesting stories. My favourite is issue number 7, because it pretty much gives two of the biggest moments in DC Universe, the death of Superman, and of course Batman's back getting broken, and you've got Doomsday and Bane being the harbingers of death, pretty much, for those two heroes. And it's compelling. That's all I'm going to say. It's a very compelling thing. And my second favourites, well, are issues 5 and 6, because the covers actually make up one big spread. Okay, and it's all about the Crisis on Infinite Earths and Infinite Crisis, and I don't know if you can see them properly because of the bright light, stupid thing. But yeah, this was during the whole Infinite Crisis and Crisis on Infinite Earths era. Yeah, it was pretty impressive. So if you've read Crisis on Infinite Earths and Infinite Crisis, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about there. And as I say, each issue, you know, the covers even tell you exactly what the stories are about as well. Like, you know, this is obviously the beginning of it, issue 1. Issue 2 carries on from that as well, so it gives you a bit more regarding of the likes of Hawkman, Jay Garrick, Alan Scott, you know, the Flash and Green Lantern, and other characters as well. Issue 3, well, it says it all. Silver Age is here. Okay, that speaks for itself. Issue 4, where the new generation of heroes have arrived, so all the young kids starting to emerge. Issue 5 and 6 and 7 I've already talked about. Issue 8, this is after the whole Doomsday Superman, Bane, Batman fiasco, and then you've got these new characters that have come in as well. Azrael, who took over the Batman mantle for a while. During the Nightfall series. If you've read the Nightfall series, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And then obviously the 4 Supermen that arrived during Superman's absence. So you've got Steel, Cyborg Superman, and then Superboy, and then the Eradicator as well. And in the background is Green Lantern, and the reason he features heavily is because his hometown of Coast City was evaporated by Cyborg Superman and Mongol during the Return of Superman comic book. Therefore he pretty much went completely berserk, angry at the fact that his entire city had been devastated. 7 million lives were lost, you know, which is huge. And then that's when he becomes Parallax, and then he's up against the Spectre, and let's just say, well, eventually he comes back as Green Lantern, and all is good for a while. And there's still, I mean, even now there's still an issue with Green Lantern with Hal Jordan. So but yeah, you've got to get yourself in there. And then the final issue, pretty much the modern age, and again that speaks for itself. But what I love the most is, you look at this cover and then look at the first cover. They're pretty much similar, aren't they? Okay, just look at the characters. You've got Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, Zatanna, Black Canary, Flash, which is Wally West, and also the Spectre. And on here again you've got Green Lantern, but then you've got Dr. Fate, you've also got Black Canary, you've got Jay Garrick as the Flash, and again Spectre as well. So the new version, the old version, it really does says it all at the end of the day, which I'm very, very well impressed with. and in the background of them you've got, I think here they've got New York, and I can't really tell what the other city is, but on there that's pretty much Gotham and Metropolis, because you've got the Daily Planet right there, and that's got to be Gotham because it's dark anyway, it's in the night, so it's got to be Gotham. But what is very interesting about all of these is that it is actually told by a police officer who was actually present throughout all the important moments in the DC Comics history, and he was there in the front line. He was there when Superman was killed. He was there when Batman got his back broken by Bane. He was there when all the 4 Supermen and Azrael showed up. He was there during the Crisis. You know, he gives you his version, his encounter of what he saw and what he experienced. So you're pretty much getting a story of what happened during these legacies by a normal person. Yet he puts himself in that position. He put himself in the firing line at times as well. And you know, when it all started in here, you know, he was thinking, well, what kind of a world are we living in? And when people started explaining certain things that were happening, he was like, right, okay, yes, right. And then eventually he warms to the idea that, realizing that at the end of the day, these heroes are here to stay. You know, with heroes you're going to get villains as well, and it's his encounter basically. But at the end of it, you then realise, excuse me, bless me, you then actually realise just how much of a strain it put on him in the end, because you're not just reading his version of these legacies, but you also getting to know him as well as a character, his family, his background, why he became a police officer, why he did the things that he did, all of that stuff. So it's almost like you're reading about a superhero but on a normal person's level, you know, which I found really interesting, which was why I probably loved this series. So yeah, as I say, get them, okay? All 10 issues are now out. If you can get them, go for it. I know eventually they will bring out all their usual hardcover, soft trade paperback versions of this, so I will be getting, I don't even know which version I'm going to get yet, but I will be getting them when they all come out as one single big graphic novel. And also, these are going to be given away. Okay, I will be giving these away as a prize. What kind of a prize is it going to be? Well, you'll just have to wait and see. But all I'm going to say is it's going to be movie related. Okay, so I've already tweeted about it earlier this week, so a lot of you will probably know what it is. So yes, so like I say, DC Universe Legacies, definitely recommend it highly, especially if you're new to DC, or if you're a bit like me where you've not read certain aspects of the stories, like the whole Green Lantern Parallax story, for example. I've never really got myself into that just yet. I mean, I do want to read it, but not yet got round to do it. It's an excellent read. It really is an excellent read. You find out a bit more about the history that you never even knew existed as well. I mean, especially it goes up to the whole point of when I think it's just after Identity Crisis, which was when Ray Palmer's ex-wife Jean Lauren murders Sue Dibney, the elongated man's wife, and yeah, that's pretty much where it stops up to. But you do get a sense of, it's learning. You're learning. You're being taught something. You're being educated in the history of DC. Basically, that's all I'm going to say. These 10 issues pretty much give you the full background of where we are now. This is where it all started, kind of thing. So yeah, highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. But I'm going to stop there. Okay. Thank you all for watching, and thanks for joining me. And it has been a long time since I've done a comic book review. I just hope it's not going to be a long time till I do another one. So yes, I don't know what I'm going to review next, but I'm sure you'll find out soon enough. Thank you. See you later.